the top rope right after we took off from Labor Day. Everybody labored. We labored as well. But we're back now in episode 115.
115.
And this is a big Backlash weekend, a special event for the WWE SmackDown Live brand.
It's not pay-per-view. You can't get it on pay-per-view. Only on the WWE Network.
Only on the network. Finally, when they say only on the network, they're
actually being honest this time.
Well, we'll get to that later when we talk about on the other Backlashes, and we'll finish up with the Backlash this year.
That's true.
But let's start off with some news from UFC. We're going to do some UFC here,
UFC
folks.
News.
And we've got
usually the only time we talk about it is when Brock is at UFC.
Yes.
But now CM Punk.
After 2 years.
2 years of build-up.
And injuries and repairs, he finally stepped into the octagon last night.
Looking anorexic.
He did. And in the first round, about 1:43, I think it was.
It may have been 2:15. It was 2:15.
It wasn't very long.
It was not very long, but I think it was 2:15 in the first round. He got choked out with a rear naked choke. But before he got choked out, he got the lights punched out on him.
That boy,
he got it real rough in the face.
Mickey Gale, he went for when he got him down, he went for both sides of the head. Punk was just covering up, but he got busted. His ear got busted, and then his eye around his eye, and nose, and
his mouth looked kind of rough too.
But he did it. It's done for. But will he have another one?
We don't know.
I don't think he will. I think he's one and done for UFC right now.
I think UFC would bring him back if he gets some wins under his belt. I think they used it this first occasion just to get the publicity. Now he needs to go back to, square one and start at these lower level MMA promotions.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe someone we're talking about a little while, let him come to his MMA promotion when he starts running it.
That is true.
You just never know.
But up next, we're going to go with the new Universal Champion, Kevin Owens.
See, unless you're living under a rock, you should already know this, but we were off last week.
Yes. And he had the help of Triple H.
He did, and we haven't heard an explanation behind it.
That was done this past week on Raw. We heard everybody threw it up in his face that he had to have Triple H champion, but we did not hear nothing from Triple H.
No.
And Stephanie told Mick that she did not know anything about it, but can you trust that?
Well, no, you can't trust her.
No,
We've never been able to trust her, even though I could have sworn that Mick Foley was talking about you've always been a trustworthy person. I'm like, okay, what happened in the last 15 years?
Yes.
When you're getting beat up by Triple H and Stephanie's standing right there, and there's been feuds between them two before. So it's like, come on now, don't change the script all of a sudden. We know she's been conniving and stuff before.
Yeah, because it only makes Mick look stupid if he falls for it again.
Right.
You should know. You say you trust her, but you always watch your back.
And
but I think Kevin Owens being Universal Champion is great.
It is. It's different.
Did not want Reigns to win it.
Big Cass, it was too early for him.
Too early for him, and Seth would have been okay. But I like what they went with. Seth being
I like how they did it.
Making Seth a face. Slow but surely making the turn, even though people were already cheering for him. One thing I don't like, which I know it wasn't on TV, it was a dark match, but he come out and save Roman Reigns in the dark match.
They're leading to all three of them being face. Even though one's on the other brand, but when you have a interpromotional pay-per-view, you can have a Shield reunion.
Yeah, that's true.
But this next thing we're talking about is breaking news. It has to do with what we were just talking about, CM Punk going to someone else's MMA promotion, because it was officially announced.
Done with, yeah. They've been hitting for it for about a week.
Yeah, it's been hitting around for quite a while. Alberto Del Rio was on a 30-day suspension, the wellness policy, but he also has an out clause on his contract. I guess when he come back, he tried to protect himself. So we got an out clause. And in that out clause, I guess it was, beginning of September, basically.
Yeah, something like that. They said about time the suspension was over would be about time, so...
Right, so they went ahead and just released him, let him go. So Del Rio's no longer with WWE. His first run was a lot more successful than the second run. Yes. Basically, the only reason this second run will be memorable is his relationship with Paige, who is also supposedly in turbulent water in the company.
I've heard that she's hired legal people. I've heard that she quit the WWE already.
Yeah.
I've heard she hasn't quit the WWE already. So what's Paige is up there right now. So
I mean, she's young and she's impressionable, and I get that she's, supposedly in love or whatever to a man old enough to be her daddy.
Yeah.
And I get that, it's young. I mean, love is not, there's no age in love.
Right.
I get all that. I don't know about all the behind the scenes stuff of WWE trying to keep them apart or whatever. If that's the case, then, they need to kind of revamp what they look at, because that's not really their concern.
No.
If Del Rio being a bad influence on her happens, that's on her. She is a independent contractor, so if she gets a bad attitude or she gets a bad reputation, yes, you work for the WWE, but you also work for yourself. So if there was stuff going down, caused by Del Rio being with her, then it's called you release the person. Yeah. You don't dictate who they're going to be with. You just say, well, you become a nuisance, you become a problem, so we're just going to go ahead and release you.
Or Del Rio, even though there may be hard feelings, what he wrote on Twitter, that everything they ended mutual.
Yes.
No hard feelings.
He said that also at his press conference at the Hooters somewhere in Mexico. They already had
Hooters.
Yep.
Arriba.
And in the picture you had Del Rio in the middle, and you had some looked like some bigwig people sitting around him.
No Hooters girls, huh?
No, there was two Hooters girls standing up on each side of the table, and Del Rio said that he is already in talks with some other promotions, and also in talks to become an MMA commentator and a president of his own MMA company.
I also read that he may work a few dates with Paige's family.
That's his first date is already announced. He will be teaming with his brother, who was also a member of the WWE, I guess NXT roster. Memo, M-E-M-O, is his name. Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
But they're teaming up to take on Paige's brothers. Wonder who's going to win that. But they will be at...
He couldn't make it to the...
Right. Remember Paige got the call?
I know,
he didn't.
Yes.
But, so, the two brothers are taking on the two brothers, and it'll be at Paige's parents' company's shows.
And Paige will be right in the middle.
Of course. She might be a special guest referee. Not really.
You got your boyfriend and his brother versus your brothers. Who do you think? Where do you
Which,
stand?
I mean, they let the Shining Stars go to Puerto Rico and work for their dad and / uncle, so why can't Paige go and work shows for her parents?
The Shining Stars, the ones that got a win over Enzo and Cass?
About time.
About time, but guess where it goes? Nowhere!
And they, in China and all these other places they're doing the tour right now, they're in the Triple Threat Tag Team title match.
Wow. I have no clue.
We're bringing a tag over here.
Indie Cat, yeah.
But yeah, they're in the tag team title match. New Day versus Anderson and Gallows versus Shining Stars. I bet you Shining Stars are the ones taking those pins in those matches.
Good, yeah.
Because you don't want Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows to get those pins. Because, I mean, hello, they got to win the belts pretty soon.
Hopefully.
I'm just saying. Unless New Day will retire old people with the tag belts, and there'll never be another tag team champion on Raw.
Well, that's fine.
Goodness gracious.
Let's go to next. Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, that's my guy right there.
Which been going around too. It says heard this, didn't hear this, that, this. So this is what we last heard. That Cody Rhodes is heading to TNA.
He reportedly has a deal in place that's planning on working for both TNA and Ring of Honor, but not be under contract to either one. We already know that on his list is Michael Bennett.
Yes.
We already know on his list is Moose.
Yep.
Boom. There's 2 feuds in TNA.
Yep.
Get in and get out. He also, he did post. He did not verify whether he's going there or not.
No, has not. So.
But he did say that him and his wife are looking at different options. I also saw a video of his wife training in the ring, which I didn't even know she had aspirations to do that. But if the feud goes well enough,
you're gonna have to take care of Maria.
It's going to be Cody and Brandy Reynolds taking on Michael Bennett and Maria.
Yes.
And hopefully then we also get that Moose match. And, a certain tag team partner of Cody Rhodes is in TNA right now, too.
You mean special guest referee Aaron? Rex? I couldn't think of what it was.
I got a big hand, little arms.
Like he could be the first, whatever new title they just come up with. I forgot what it's called now.
Oh, my gosh.
What's it called?
You had to ask me.
I did have to ask you because I can't think I could see it. But I can't think what it's called.
It looked kind of weird too. It looked like a UFC title.
It did.
How convenient. But it's got UFC rules to it too, so. But yes, so Cody maybe going to Ring of Honor as well. I like it. I mean, this is 2016.
I think this is a new thing. Because he ain't the only one. There was somebody else I saw, or team, I can't remember which one it was, that said they will never sign another full-time contract with anybody. So is this the way? You sign a little bitty contract?
Short-term deals. Tommy Dreamer said he would never sign a full-time contract again.
Yeah.
He was willing to go, because remember Tommy Dreamer, he came back with the whole Dudleys and Rhino and was there for like a month or two. He never signed a contract with them.
And you really don't need, if you're looking toward the future, I understand locking somebody in. But these other ones that's come and gone, who's got a name for themselves, I mean, yeah, bring them in 6 months. Good. You're done. I mean,
even if one day things patch up with Cody and WWE, he could go there part-timer.
Yeah, and he probably, if he goes back, he will be a part-timer. Right?
Which I'm totally fine with that.
Speaking of Tommy Dreamer, which is in our news, which I did see.
He said it's been 10 years being locked down in one company is too long.
It is too long. You're right. But you may have saw this too, which would be great, which would be ecstatic, which would get the WWE Network a few little extra buys, I believe,
probably
from $9.99.
That's true.
Tommy Dreamer and House of Hardcore putting the show on the WWE Network. Would that be cool?
It would be cool, but he didn't say there was any talks of it. But he did say if they did it, he would have to have full 100% creative control.
I understand that. It's his company.
Because he said that when he did the ECW One Night Stand 2005, he had complete creative control. That whole show was his. He wrote that entire thing. That was not a WWE show, and he said it was a huge financial success and also successful on a creative standpoint. So it just shows sometimes you don't need 12 and 13 and 15 hands all in on one thing.
But it would be cool.
It would be neat.
It would get something to get the industry talking more about WWE, able to work with other companies and put them on the network. Which hey, it's a network. Come on, you make a deal. 75% of the buys who come in come in are for you. 25% for whoever you bring in the company.
Right. I mean, think about it. It is a network. NBC is a network. NBC doesn't just have dramas; they have comedies. They don't just have comedies; they've got action. They don't just have action; they've got wrestling stuff like that. So why not bring in do some stuff with House of Hardcore? Do some stuff. I wouldn't mess, of course, with TNA or Ring of Honor. They wouldn't mess with those.
No, definitely not. No, they got their own TV deal.
Right.
But if you ain't got a TV deal, nothing like that. Definitely.
Look at Evolve.
It's not going to hurt you.
No.
It's going to help them. Definitely not going to hurt you. Trust me. You're the king of the mountain. You are the top dog. Ain't nobody touching you.
If anything, it puts more eyes on other wrestlers, so that way you could say, okay, well, they got a good reaction, or more people. We did a survey, and in the survey, people watched that show because of so and so and so and so.
And we'll take him.
Exactly.
And we'll take that tag team there, and we'll take this one.
So House of Hardcore still makes money, and then he plucks some talent from it.
Yeah, it's a win-win for it's only a win-win for everybody.
It's the same thing they used to do with ECW. They put ECW on WWE television, and they plucked their talent.
Yes, they did.
They pulled Tuco and Scorpio from ECW to WWE.
Oh, Flash Funk!
Yes, you are so funky. They pulled them. They pulled him, and because there was some kind of deal with the music that he was using in the ECW, I think what it was is WWE actually paid that music deal because I guess they signed a long-term deal with them or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's different ways to do things. There's not just one right way.
No.
And I think in 2016, they're finally realizing...
Times are changing.
Exactly. Everything's different now. You don't... CMLL, AAA, New Japan, Ring of Honor, TNA, they all have their own thing. Don't mess with them.
Right.
But House of Hardcore, some of these other small Lucha Libre stuff, trying to think of some other... Evolve, of course.
And of course, nobody who's not in the storyline with WWE can you put on the House of Hardcore show.
Exactly.
If
they fit the mold, put them over there.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anything.
Nope.
Plus, you're getting on your network. What you're going to get by is you make a little deal with Tommy Dreamer. Okay, we get this much, you get that much, or whatever, extra. So, it all works out.
But
It's all good for everybody.
He did say he's looking at TV deals though right now. So.
Oh yeah, and I bet this little part here was brought between him and Hunter. I see Hunter being
Hunter's
more,
doing all this. Vince don't care about all this
Hunter,
mess.
Evolve, Hunter's with the other Hunters would over in London and all the other promotions and everything to work up. So Hunter knows what he's doing.
Also, big news coming. Speaking of Ring of Honor, like Cody going to Ring of Honor.
Wrong way.
Wrong way.
There you go.
Ring of Honor.
Don't break news too.
That's true. Ring of Honor is announcing a new World Six-Man Tag Team Championship.
Everybody's getting belts now.
WWE's got new titles. TNA's got a new belt.
Now Ring of Honor's getting
Ring of Honor's got a new 6-man tag team championship, which is the first time a major promotion has had 6-man tag team titles since back in the NWA days. Yes. Back with, Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes and all that.
The Von Erichs and the Freebirds.
Exactly.
World Class Championship. You can watch on the network for...
Have you watched the last Battle of Atlanta yet?
No, I have not.
Everybody is raving.
They are raving. It's like the Hell in the Cell. I haven't got around to seeing it, but I know.
Who was that? Sean said something. Was it the last Battle of Atlanta that was the reason for Hell in a Cell, or something else?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
because
the cage was enclosed like Hell in a Cell cage.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, that's what it was.
It's just a ring cage. I mean, over the ring, not outside on the floor. It was just.
Yeah, they said that's where they got their inspiration from. Yeah. But everybody thought that the footage was lost because what I just read yesterday was the footage came in under WCW's a little bit. The footage came in from WCW's library, and it came in very all their footage was just all unorganized, and it just said matches from the Omni. That's all it said. On the videotape, just matches from the Omni, and one of their guys that that is working in that department that just watches footage all the time, which would be an awesome job to have.
Yeah, I guess. But you kind of get over like.
I'll probably after a while, if it's good matches, be like, this is amazing.
Oh my god!
Right? They probably
no.
They probably just watch it for a couple hours at a time to get a break because their eyes will probably start burning from watching it so long. But
I see one more suplex.
Right? One more super kick for these people. But yeah, so they said that he just happened upon it. He probably didn't even know he was looking at it. But anyway, so the 6-man tag team championship, there'll be an 8-team, not 8-mans.
8 teams.
8 teams. So 3 against 3. 8 teams of those. And the finals will take place at a final battle. So the finals at final battle.
On December 2nd.
December the 2nd.
So before the year is out, Ring of Honor will have new 6-man tag team champions. And man, it could probably end up be in the Bullet Club. Would not surprise me.
Bullet Club would surprise me.
Bullet Club.
Probably the... I don't know, because they just started using the Haku's 2 kids and the Japanese guy just started showing up at over there. They could bring back Kenny Omega and put the elite of Bullet Club together to win it.
And Christopher Daniels and Kazarian have somebody.
They have a Japanese guy. The Briscoes also have a Japanese guy, which they're the 6-man tag champs of New Japan. Them 3. So they already work together. Plus, I think if they're still running the tag team, which I think Matt Seidel's been gone for a little while, but I know that ACH, Matt Seidel, and one other person was running a 6-man.
Yep.
So I don't know if they're still doing that. I can't remember who the third person was. Oh, and there's another team too. Rhett Titus. Kenny King,
and
Caprice Coleman.
Yes,
they're like the cabinet or something almost.
Yeah, I saw them on Ring of Honor.
Yeah, they're doing some like a presidential thing, or like they're either they're like preachers or something.
I think they're trying to make Ring of Honor great again.
There you go. That's what I figured. That's what it was. But yes, I thought that was very funny. So they may even win it.
Yes.
I think they're definitely in the tournament.
Yes, that's true.
We'll have to before December the 2nd. Well, maybe even next week. We need to get the 8 teams.
If they have them there, yeah. They might have
if they don't. Yeah. But we'll see what teams they have announced so we can start going over that. Leading up to that, since, we got so into this tournament for the Cruiserweight Classic, so now we need to jump into this tournament and see what's going on with this one.
Yeah, speaking of Cruiserweight Classic, sidebar again. I think the 10 names they named is only it right now.
Which I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
except
but the funny thing about it...
on that list?
think he was.
Arr.
I don't think he was.
Arr.
But neither was the two main ones that may be in the finals either. So,
You know they didn't sign no contract?
well, that shifts the balance of power.
Will it be Rich Swann who wins the whole thing? That'd be weird.
Yes, especially when he's not in it.
Huh? He already lose?
Yes. We will talk about it in part 3. Come on back to yeah, no, you need to see if you hadn't seen the
I
two
don't
matches.
ever watch it. I
You
just
should have
caught
seen
up.
the two matches.
I just caught up on what do you call that crap?
NXT.
NXT. I was cleaning the house yesterday, catching up on it.
Well, that is it for
Fell
part
asleep
one.
on that
See-
Steve Cutler match. That's not good.
No, and they cut out something out. Let's see what happened this week. I don't know. Because Joe's supposed to beat the crap out of Nakamura. Sorry. So,
Oops.
spoiler. But he come out and did the first week. Come out and did an interview talking about being NXT
Yep.
champion. Nothing. This past week, Joe was on commentating
Yep.
and got up, but they went away. So maybe he did. Maybe they're going to come in next week and say what happened after they went off the show.
Right.
Because he powerbombed him on the steps and they had to carry him out on the stretcher and everything.
I like it.
I do too. I do like it, making Joe look good. Because Joe kept, over on commentating, Joe kept saying, he was a better man. He's a better man. He's a champion. He's a champion.
Just being
Joe,
too nice.
Joe never got up on his voice or nothing like that.
He never got angry.
Nope. He just kept saying he was a better man at TakeOver Brooklyn. He's the champ. He beat me. And I said, oh, here we come. And then cut it. Well, that is it for part 1, folks.
Coming up on part 2,
This
we
big
got
Backlash
pay-per-view.
weekend.
Speaking of pay-per-view review, Backlash, we've got 2008, 2009, and skip all the way to this year for 2016. We will go over what we know and what we hear is not happening.
Yes.
So if you have not heard, if you're living under a rock, by the time you watch this, you should already have watched the pay-per-view. But if you didn't watch the special event, then at least you'll know what may not happen.
Yeah, and we'll find out why this may not happen.
Hopefully they'll tell us.
They should. MR will definitely keep us informed. So, no about JBL or David Otunga, but we know MR definitely will. Well, come on back to part 2 of episode 115. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Kyle.
And we'll see you in a few clicks. Backlash. Be damn good tonight. Even though it is